So the choice of cuisine says that I am solo van lifing again. I am all by myself, but don't feel too sorry for me because it's not necessarily a bad thing this week. For regulars of the show? What am I? What are we doing? Oh yeah, for regulars to the channel. It's a channel, it's a flipping YouTube channel. Yeah, for regulars to the channel who are Team Emily, which let's be honest is probably most of you. Don't panic if you think you're going to miss her, because what I'm going to do is every now and again I'm just going to drop in some really old photos of her throughout her life, like this one of her when she was in the Navy. Or this one of her when she was dressed in fancy dress. And then hopefully that'll give you the Emily factor that these vlogs lack when she's not in them, so yeah, we'll see. But I am in a car park, little just tucked up in the corner of a car park. It's £1.30 to park all day. The spot where I am, not the car park, but the actual location, looks perfect. I'm very excited because I'm going to do something tomorrow that I've not done since we was in Spain. But yeah, £1.30 all day parking, which I've paid obviously. And then there's like two sections to this car park. There's a section over there that's got a height barrier, and then this section that hasn't. And over there it says that the car park shuts at 8. They obviously can't close this bit. There's no signs up that say no overnight parking. So I'm going to stay here, see how it goes. May well get moved on. If I do get moved on, there's a lay-by. It's just on the side of the road up there. I'll go up there. But I'm gonna chance my arm, try my luck, and see how we get on. It's always a bit nerve-wracking sort of free parking in this country, because I don't have, not from experience, we've never had any issues, but from what I've seen in other YouTube videos and read in blogs and stuff, people are having a lot of trouble and there's a big hoo-ha and whatnot, so we'll see how it goes. But the car park itself is the perfect location. So just over the road, you go out of the car park, straight across the road, and you're straight into a nature reserve. It's just a flat nature reserve, lots of reed beds, that kind of thing, waterways and whatnot. And I popped over there earlier and there was a cuckoo, literally maybe 10 feet, maybe 15 feet away from me. Couldn't really film him properly because I only had the small camera, but yeah, if you don't know what a cuckoo is, this is what it sounds like, and you can kind of see what it looks like. I'm not a massive fan of the cuckoo. If you don't know, quick cuckoo fact, basically what they do is they fly over to here from Africa. The female then plants an egg in lots of different nests of tiny little birds and then goes. That's it, the female's job is done. And then when that tiny little cuckoo hatches, it gets rid of all the other little birds, the proper eggs that was in there, gets rid of them all. And then the poor old little bird has to just like go and find bugs like a madman to feed this single cuckoo, because obviously it thinks that it's one of its chicks, so obviously it wants it to survive. And then once the cuckoo's big enough, it just flies back to Africa, just knows the way. So horrible, horrible thing to do to the tiny little bird, but fascinating nonetheless. It always astonishes me, but it is, you know, I don't really like the cuckoo all that much. What else was I going to say? What else did I have to tell you? It's a real shame actually, because the nature reserve is great and they've got all these hides set up and they look like they've placed them perfectly. They've designed the whole reserve really well actually, the paths that take you around, and you can walk up to some lookout points. The weather's not great, but the sun did come out for a bit, but the hides, they're all taped off because of COVID, which is a real shame, and it's the first time for me that I've actually been disappointed that something's been closed because of COVID, because I'm not too worried about pubs and shops. It's not really my thing, but yeah, the hides, shame they're shut. But I'm going to eat my pot noodle, because you know I love them, and then tomorrow I'm going to go to bed after, well, I'm going to wait, see if I get moved on. Tomorrow morning I'll let you know if I got moved on, and then we're going to go and explore the other side of the car park in a different way. You know, Remus, I'm still looking for a sponsor for new window blinds. Right then, good morning folks. Welcome to a whole new day here on the vlog. A very exciting day. I'm just getting ready for my adventure and I'm just about to sort out my food and snacks because I'm going to be out all day, and it brings me to today's sponsor, which is Y Foods. So if you've never heard of Y Foods before, basically it's a meal that is a drink. So a full meal replacement in a drink. It's not one of those protein shakes or a diet drink type thing. It is a proper meal. So it's got all the macronutrients and micronutrients that my body needs, as well as being gluten-free, lactose-free. And like I say, it is a proper meal, so it does keep you full for a good few hours. One thing that we really like about it is we go for the bag version, and I've gone for the happy banana because I absolutely love banana milkshake anyway, so the fact that they do this in banana, it tastes just like banana milkshake, is great. But we go for the bag because it's easy to store and it's got a long shelf life, so if we're ever off the grid and we're running low on food, we always know we've got this, and like I say, we just stick it in a cupboard and just have it when we need it, basically. Now, it's no secret on this channel that I am absolutely useless when it comes to food, especially when I'm out on my own, and a big part of that is because I'm always on the go. I'm either up early driving, moving on to my next spot, or I'm up early looking for wildlife, doing photography, or doing something like I'm going to be doing today. So something like this makes perfect sense for someone like me who just usually reaches for the quick snack junk food. This is a much better alternative. And on that note, if you want to try Y Foods yourself, there's a link in the description below. Use the code CAMPER10 and you'll get 10% off your purchase. Now, I'm going to finish getting ready for my next adventure. Right then, while I move us car parks, I think it's the perfect time for another Emily classic shot. And I'll quickly tell you the story of this one because it's one of my favourite pictures of Emily of all time. We went to Paris and Emily's always had a dream of getting a shot of her perfectly holding a bird, or a bird like landed nicely on her head. And I don't know if you know in Paris, but around Notre Dame, it's very much, that's the Sterling Probat, I don't know if you can hear it. Yeah, it's very much like Trafalgar Square used to be before all the pigeons were like cruelly exiled from London. And it is just like pigeon central, so I got some seed for the man, I fed a pigeon. This is the picture of me with the pigeon standing nicely on my head. Lovely. And this is what happened when Emily tried.
For the biggest, that's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. And it's a ticket talking margin for the biggest, that's a comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it. A comma and a comma and a comma, gotta get it.
We're going kayaking.
Heard you want to leave this place where we grew up. This old town, just put it all behind. Remember you and I would always find somewhere to hide when we were kids, so we could see and hear the water run.
How cool is this? So the river that we're on is the Great Stour, and it's the one in Kent because it seems there's many a Stour river across the country. But yeah, really pretty river. It is tidal, which means you do not need a licence, which is a bonus. And I'm currently going against the tide, so on the return it should be a little bit easier. But we'll see how far we get. I don't think we'll get too far today because it's the first time I've been out this year, and already whew, I'm getting warm. In fact, I'm going to take this jumper off. Just a quick one for the life jacket police. I got in a lot of trouble with a lot of you when I was in Spain for not wearing a life jacket. I have rented one today, I will be buying one. I am on my own, so it's always best. I mean, it's calm as cucumber, but... calm as cucumber? That's a saying. So yeah, I probably don't need it. Well, you always need a life jacket. Don't listen to me, I'm talking out of my arse. Right, let's go.
River's gonna cry when you're gone.
Oh, I don't know if the GoPro will pick it up, but just over there, bird nerds.
Where will you go? Won't you miss the ones you know? I'll be here, hanging on, waiting for your call. Seems like time
That's some nifty GoPro placement right there. Stop, boat. Yes. So I don't know if you can see me, but basically I don't have a dry bag yet, so I've literally just bought the GoPro, so I don't know how much I'm going to be able to film because the battery's rubbish. And I'm going to have to come up with some clever placements without dropping it in the water because Emily won't let me buy a new one. So hopefully I'll be able to do this river justice, but I'm going to head quite some distance that way now because I think there's some tidal, like a tidal lake, so I want to go and check that out. And sorry if you're bouncing around, but you are on a tree. Right, let's get you down, don't drop it. Drop it. Careful. Careful. Ah! Oh, she'll kill me. Ah, no. All right, while I faff around with this GoPro, maybe it's time for another picture of Emily. Oh, I thought I was going to get run over by a massive barge. Downside, I don't know if you're going to be able to see. Right on a train track.
I know, I roll, no drip, it's a river, I roll, no drip, I roll, no drip, it's a river, I roll, I know, I roll, no drip, it's a river, I roll, no drip, I roll, no drip, it's a river, I roll, I know, it's a river, I roll.
So we've just made it to the tidal lakes. I can't really go in, there's a sign that says private, no access. But it's definitely worth a little look. This is about halfway between where I set off from and the next town. And I'm not going to make it to the next town today because I'm not going to lie, I'm absolutely knackered. Right, just turn round. But yeah, really cool little spot, plenty of bird life, loads of wildlife, all kinds of stuff going on. So yeah, I suppose I'm going to turn around now and head back. And the battery's going to die. Brilliant. Right, back to the van. Just quickly, just before the battery does die, I forgot to say, here's another picture of Emily. Okay, so I've just pulled over, moored up, if you will. And luckily for you lot, being the professional YouTuber that I so clearly am, I've bought a second battery. So, just tucking you up to another tree. Prepare yourself. You know you want it. A load more kayaking B-roll. Somewhere there? I don't know. You can't see the shot on a GoPro. You just have to guess. Stay on the log. Stay on the log. So cool. Right, that's enough of that. So one thing that's just occurred to me as I'm laying here chilling in my own ship, and when I say chilling in my own ship, I've had to have a break because I'm absolutely knackered. But I've proper made it in life. I have dreamed of this my entire life. I am properly captain of my own vessel. It's a small crew, admittedly, but, you know, we've all got to start somewhere. Bloody knackered. So, it seems even harder going this way than what it was going that way, which would make sense because it's tidal. But when I spoke to the folk at the boat shop, they said that it'll always be easier coming this way. But because it's tidal, I would have thought, well, the tide comes in and then the tide goes out again. So if I've timed it wrong, which is probably more than likely, then it could in theory be hard both ways. But the local folk seem to think not, but I don't know. Come on, people, correct me in the comments. It's what I live for. Yep, look, barbed wire, barbed wire, barbed wire. My ship is an inflatable one. Oh, and just another thing, quickly. I've not seen any otters. Otters, that's for everyone else, that's otters. I know some of the Americans get confused, we just negate the T's. Yeah, I haven't seen any. Now, when I set off on this mission, I wasn't expecting to see any otters at all, but my sister's boyfriend, Phil, he said that I'd see otters, so now, like, the anticipation's there, the expectation was real, so, yeah, thanks, Phil, twat. Hey, cows, don't bite my boat. Oh, another young hipster paddleboarder. Don't know if you saw that, but I'm pretty sure he's judging me. He's like, look at you sitting down, lazy. Also, I got overtaken by one earlier, so says it all really, doesn't it? Speeding. Get a river ticket. I reckon this might be an otter. Is it an otter? Is it an otter? Is it an otter? Is it an otter? No, it's a flipping log, Phil. Okay, so as I captain my ship past all these inferior boats, it's just occurred to me that my vessel hasn't got a name. If you have a look at these, like that one over there, that one's called Tanya. I see another one somewhere called Susie or something like that. Yeah, and my vessel's not got a name. So, I've done a bit of thinking. Now let me know what you think. Hang on, because I'm going to crash. Pop you there a second. Yeah, so I've done a bit of thinking. And I reckon I found the perfect name, but I'm open to suggestions. Now, I don't know if you remember the Thunderbirds, but basically there was a boat called Thunderbird 4. A boat? Yeah, I think it was a little boat. Anyway, it's called Thunderbird 4, and it used to come out of Thunderbird 2. So I'm thinking this is like that. It's like a little fanny that comes out of Big Fanny. So I'm thinking Thunderclunge 4. But let me know what you think in the comments. I think it needs to be fanny related, because if you actually look at an inflatable kayak from a bird's eye view, I'm just saying. Anyway, I'm absolutely done in. I'm going to head back now. I've still got a fair way to go, but this second battery's about to die. I'm about to die. Let me know what you think of... Oh, I'm moving. Let me know what you think of Thunderclunge 4. Like I say, any better suggestions, drop them in the comments. And I'll try and dig out a picture now that I think will sum up Emily's feelings on Thunderclunge 4.
Honestly.
Right then, folks, it is now pretty late in the day.
Continue for 3/4 of a mile.
Right then,
Continue on Newcastle Road for 1.5 miles.
Oh, killer. Right then, folks, good evening. Pretty late in the day now, and I'm going to be honest, I'm absolutely shattered. But Thunderclunge 4, she's packed up, she's all dried out, she's no longer moist, and she's in the back of Fanny now. Emily's going to love it.
Honestly.
But I'm on my way. Well, I've just been to what I thought was going to be my park up for the night, and it's one that I've stayed at many times in the past. Lovely park up, but well, I'll show you. So I've just arrived at tonight's park up, and what does Kent County Council now say? Real shame, because it's such a beautiful park up, and it's really quiet. You get the odd boy racer. I noticed they're not on the sign, they're not banned, but us in campers are. So I've had to jump on park for night. Fingers crossed, and because I don't have loads of time to drive around to find somewhere, so hopefully in 3 minutes, that's what old Sally Satnav says, I'll be able to show you if it's a yay or a nay for this park night park up, but wish me luck.
Take the next right onto Selling Road.
Look, there is a height barrier. There is no height barrier. They lied. Oh, it looks all right.
Destination is on the right.
My destination is on the right, so I can't go up there because there's a height barrier up there. But what does this sign say? Vehicles exceeding 3.5 tonnes. That's not me. Vehicles may park free of charge. Remain for a maximum period of 23 hours. For longer than the maximum period, exceeding the maximum weight, causing an obstruction when the car park is closed. Well, it doesn't tell me when the car park is closed, so I reckon if I tuck myself away. Oh, toilets, public loos. And just got to find somewhere level. It ain't got to be level, just relatively flat. That's one key. This looks to be the flattest part. Let's back up in here, shall we? Looks reasonably level. That'll do, donkey, that'll do. Oh, I'm shattered. As far as park up goes, it's not the best, and it's certainly not the worst. There's a public loo and there's bins, and judging by the sign, I'm quite within my rights to stay here, which is always a relief. It makes it a bit easier. You can probably tell by now I am shattered. I'm gonna cook some dinner. I say cook, I'll figure something out and I'll pick you guys up in the morning. Now my plan was to stay at the other park up so that I could get up early, and I wanted to show you guys around there a little bit, and then I wanted to also make a video for my other channel, which I know a lot of you are asking for, and I know that there's been a big gap, but it's going to take me a little bit of time. We're really, really busy, and with AJ being sick, I just haven't been able to get out, and on the few days that I can get out, I'm making content for this channel. So if I've got the energy to get up and go there in the morning, I will make a video for the other channel, so do keep an eye out for that. I will try and get something out very, very soon, but give me a couple of weeks, maybe 3 more weeks, and then, or is it 4 weeks? I don't know. Once we got the campervan and motorhome show out of the way, Emily's fully remote, I'll have all day, every day to concentrate on making content, but for now, I need to go to bed, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow, either here, where I couldn't be bothered to get my ass out of bed, or we'll be in the forest. Right then, good morning folks. We are still very much in the car park, but not because I've been lazy, but because I found this. So rather than drive all the way back to the forest where I've been many, many times before, I've actually found somewhere new that I'm going to go and have a bit of an explore. So basically I'm parked here in Chilham, right here. This is the woods that we was at last night where we can no longer stay. Down here is Kingswood. Now I'm not going to go that way because I plan to take you there soon anyway, because that's amazing for bluebells. But over here, so this Lakeside Loop Walk, I've never ever been there, so we're going to go and check that out, see what we can find. And last night when I came to use the loos, but they were closed, I had a little wander up into Chilham village. It's very, very small but very, very quirky, so we're going to go through Chilham and then head off on this Lakeside Loop, provided the rain holds off for long enough, because it's looking iffy. Just one quick thing, I don't know if you can hear the crows. One downside to this car park, doesn't bother me but I know it'll bother some, is there are a lot of crows and they are very, very vocal in the mornings. Right, let's go and check out Chilham. So this is Chilham. Behind me there, that is the extent of the village. There's 2 pubs, I think, and a tea room. Shelley's tea room looks lovely. Everything's closed, obviously, because I've gotten up early. And then that way, so my attempt to show you Chilham is not going well. I've had to retreat under some scaffolding. Don't look up my nose. Yeah, I've been under it for about half an hour waiting for the rain to clear, and I don't know if you can see, but yeah, it's just not, it's not clearing. So I don't mind me getting wet, it's all the cameras I don't want getting wet. So yeah, I think we'll go back to the van and have a rethink. The weather app says, you can't even see me, it's dark. The weather app says no rain whatsoever, but it's obviously lying. BBC, let me down again. I'm not paying my licence next year. Oh, the mud, she's gonna kill me. Oh. Right, so we're back at the van. That rain is showing no sign of stopping, or if it stops, it's only gonna stop very, very briefly. So I don't want to get all the cameras wet. So we are gonna dump the camera stuff. I do want to go on the walk because 1, I need to get fitter, and 2, I really want to see what's out there. So we're gonna switch. It's gonna be GoPro only from now on. So I'm afraid the quality may diminish slightly, but no drone, I'm afraid. I do think I get like a little bit too hung up now on the videos, and let me know what you think, because I try so hard to film them as well as I can and show you guys properly what I can see as best I can. But this channel has ended up becoming quite, like, it's known for being a bit comical. And then I'm always like stressing, oh, there's nothing funny in the video, or there's no interesting B-roll because it's done nothing but rain for 3 days. But I watched something on YouTube the other week where another creator was saying when he watches, and he's a very famous creator, when he watches other people's videos that he likes, he doesn't sit there and going, oh, there was none of this, there was none of that, there was none of that, because he expects it. He just watches it because he likes watching them. So hopefully the same applies here, and in spite of whatever's going on, you do enjoy the videos even if they're not as funny or as, you know, interesting as they could be. But yeah, me, you and the GoPro, gonna go and see what's out there. So I've just walked back up the hill from the car park to Chilham. Forgot to tell you, there is a little bit of a hill, and you're not going to believe it. Look at that flipping sky. There's no way though I'm walking back down to get all the camera stuff again, because you know it might like it'll bloody rain again. But yeah, what I was trying to show you is Chilham Castle. So Chilham Castle just in there. Quick spin. Have a look at Chilham. What is it? Chilham Village. There's the bloody rain. Look, going away now.
I've been asked to slow down. Fireplace, do you know how? Piles of paper, my desk is out. Who will care for the world now?
Stuff like this that confuses me. If you go out walking a lot, you've probably seen it. Stour Valley walk that way, and then barbed wire fence the whole way across. No sty, no nothing. So happens a lot. So I'm going to go the opposite way and assume someone's turning around.
Take my hand and lead, even when I disagree. Oh, how I love when it rains outside.
I've got to be honest, this vlogging with only one camera, no backpack, no backache, it really is quite easy. I thought there was another keep out sign down there, but I think I'm allowed through. But yeah, not a bad little walk. I can see the lake. Lake's just over there, so I'll see if I can get you there. But yeah, that was Chilham. Hopefully you can kind of get the idea of what kind of place it is. Very, very pretty, very, very small. There is 2 pubs. One's at the bottom for the pub viewers out there. Can I fit through this gap? Yes. Yeah, see what else we can find. So it seems like this lake's a bit of a letdown, really. It seems they fenced the whole thing off for fishing. I can't find anywhere. I mean, you can see it, but it's... I've got a train track there and you're completely fenced off on that side, so you can't really get to it or appreciate the wildlife properly. But I'll persist, I'll keep walking around, but I don't think there's too much for me to show you. There is another walk that looks a lot better, but it's 9.2 miles, and I was going to do that one, but with all the faffing around with the weather and cameras and whatnot, I'm just not going to have time today. So yeah, a bit of a letdown, but I'm still outside, fresh air, which is better than being stuck indoors in bloody lockdown, so I'm not going to complain. So I'm just about to do this shot where I cleverly walk up to the camera, sit on the bench and then tell you something, but there's a dog walker coming, so this will be take 1. In a minute you'll witness take 2. Come in.
Come on.
Before we do take 2, this lake, they fenced off the entire lake. Now I can see the other side of the lake from here, and I can pretty much tell you that's fenced off as well. So this is my view as I sit on the bench. It literally hurts your eyes. So it's a real shame, but I'm going to insist and walk around it anyway. But anyway, take 2. So I could have just left this here from last time, couldn't I? But anyway, right, I do have something to talk to you about, and I do think you're going to be disappointed and maybe a little bit angry at me, but please don't get angry at me. Let me explain first and then judge me afterwards. Now, it's to do with Emily's haka. So well over 3,000 of you now are going to be a little bit disappointed, but we are thinking that she's not going to do the haka. Now let me explain why, and then let me explain my plan afterwards. So Emily was taught the haka by a Maori person. She understands that it can only be done with respect. It must only be done, never be done as a joke. And our plan on the way of filming it, like we always do, is kind of to try and do something a bit different. Is we're going to put up all the tribal stuff, the whole history of the haka, what it all means. Emily was only ever going to do the female version, because if you don't know, it's females shouldn't really do the male version. However, one of our subscribers has contacted us, and please, I don't want any kind of grief in the comments. If I see any of that, it's just going to get removed. This is not a channel for negativity. But basically, they're worried that it may offend some Maori people. Now, we've been in contact, done a lot of research, and the general consensus is that as long as it's done respectfully and with passion that it's meant to be done with, they really wouldn't be offended. However, with something as sensitive as this, we don't really want to take the risk of offending even just one person, because it is a heritage thing. Now, normally I wouldn't shy away from offending people. You wouldn't believe the amount of crap we get about, you know, the fanny innuendos, Emily and I taking the mickey out of each other. We're always getting messages saying that it's too mean. The woke brigade, they all come on, and you shouldn't talk to your wife like that, and this, that and the other. just to let you know, it is all done in jest, it is all done in good favour. Some of these jokes we talk about beforehand. For the pictures for this video, for instance, Emily's emailed me them over. We're not cruel, but normally I would ignore any kind of stuff like that because I just ain't got time for it. The free speech is just gone in this country, and I'm quite happy. You can't even have a joke anymore, but we was never going to do it as a joke in the first place, so please don't be mad. But what we're thinking instead, because so many of you got involved, made me really happy because you voted for it, or against her if you like, we're going to do something different. So what I'm thinking, today is Sunday, this video will probably go out Wednesday, so by Friday I'm going to put up a poll. And if you don't know what a YouTube poll is, you'll find it, if you're subscribed, it will come up in your subscriptions feed anyway. If you're not subscribed, or you don't have the notifications on or whatever, if you go to our page, our YouTube page, and then go to the community tab, it'll be on there. Friday night I'll put it up, and I'm thinking we'll have a vote on something else that she can do instead. So I've had a couple of ideas. I'll put these in the comment section below, and then you can let me know if you like them or not. But if anyone else has got any suggestions, please do whack them in the comment section below. And if you go through and read the comments and you see one that you particularly like, give it a thumbs up. And then the ones that get the most thumbs up, or come up most often, we'll put in the poll. So there'll be like 3 choices. Now, she hates heights, and every time I've taken her to a Go Ape, if you don't know what Go Ape is, it's basically a treetop adventure where you're up high, climbing through the trees. She's never ever completed the course, so I'd like to take her there and make her do that. Another one I had is maybe I'll get some helium, which someone suggested, and we get her to sing, I don't know, Shania Twain's Man, I Feel Like a Woman, completely on helium. But yeah, let us know your suggestions in the comments. Look out for the post on Friday. We'll do a poll, and hopefully you guys will be happy with that, and we won't offend anyone unnecessarily, because like I say, normally I couldn't give a toss, but with something sensitive like this, like I say, no one said they're going to be specifically offended themselves, but we just don't want to take that chance. So I hope you understand. Yeah, and that's about it really. So I'm probably going to wrap this video up right here. I've waffled on long enough. I know it's lacking in Emily content, and I know that, you know, the weather has let me down, even though it's bloody glorious sunshine now. But hopefully you've enjoyed coming on this mini solo van life adventure with me. If you have, do let us know by giving us a like. If you don't know where the like button is, if you just look under the video, there's a little red button and it says subscribe. YouTube's got it wrong. If you click subscribe, that's you giving the video a like, and I will see you on the next one, guys.
I know I roll